The new Kon-Tiki Museum. The Norwegian architecture firm, Snohetta reveals plans to renew the Kon-Tiki Museum. The new museum will be in line with Thor Heyerdahl's adventurous spirit and drive to promote intercultural understanding and respect for our natural resources. Located on the forested Bygdøy Peninsula in Oslo, the Kon-Tiki Museum is one of Norway's most visited museums, with the raft from the world-renowned Kon-Tiki expedition across the Pacific Ocean in 1947. Heyerdahl was interested in the preservation of nature, concerned by overconsumption, and passionate about creating a more sustainable world. The museum's new centerpiece will hold a large multipurpose auditorium, with spectacular views of the garden and the sky, a place dedicated for young and old alike to learn and discuss the importance of consumption reduction and address the global challenges related to poor ocean health. The Whale in Vesterålen. Buckle up for a whale of a time. The stunning structure of the whale on the island Andøya in Vesterålen, considered one of the world's best places to spot migrating whales, will act as a coastal viewpoint and an educational museum. The whale's stone-covered rooftop will serve as a whale spotting platform, while the inside will house sprawling exhibition spaces with whale-related artifacts, a cafe, and a museum store. Kunstsilo, Nordic Art Museum, in Kristiansand. On the island of Odderøya in Kristiansand in southern Norway, a historical landmark and grain silo is currently being transformed into a massive art museum. The nearly 10,000 square meters of the new museum will act as a catalyst for Nordic modernist art through a range of permanent and temporary exhibitions. The ambition is for the Kunstsilo to become one of the Nordic region's leading art museums. Tromsø in the land of the Northern Lights. The capital of the Arctic, Tromsø, is located right in the middle of northern Norway. If your bucket list includes northern lights, whale watching, midnight sun, and epic nature adventures, this is where you want to go. Enjoy superb conditions for ski touring and hiking in the Lingenfjord region, experience the Sami culture in towns like Karasjok and Alta, and enter the northernmost point of Europe at the North Cape. In the eastern part of this vast region, you'll find the Varangur Peninsula, which is a birdwatcher's paradise. Go king crab fishing and dog sledging in Kirkens, where you also can spend a night at a nice hotel. In the areas surrounding Tromsø, several islands are waiting to be explored, including Senja, Kvaløya, and Sommarøy. Lofoten and Nordland. Staggering peaks, glittering fjords, authentic fishing villages, and picture-perfect beaches. Not to mention northern lights and midnight sun. You have probably seen Joe dropping images of Lofoten and Vesterålen on Instagram. A hot tip is to visit these places outside of the summer season when the crowds are gone. Next level outdoor adventures also await in the skiing and hiking paradise Narvik, and a lesser known gem is Helgeland a little further south. Here, you can drive the coastal route between Trondelag and Bodø, voted one of the world's most scenic drives. The lively coastal town of Bodø is the largest city in the county of Nordland, and offers plenty of outdoor fun as well as a booming cultural scene. In fact, Bodø will be the European capital of culture in 2024. Bergen and the Western Fjords. Historical World Heritage sites meet innovative fashion, trendy restaurants, and a progressive music scene in Norway's second largest city, Bergen. Visit some of the country's top museums like Code Art Museums and Composer Homes, get lost in squiggly cobblestone streets, and experience the city from above at one of the 7 surrounding mountain tops. Bergen is the gateway to some of Norway's most famous fjords, including the Sognefjord, Norway's longest and deepest fjord, in the north, and the Hardangerfjord, where you'll find the famous mountain plateau Trolltinger, in the south. Many of the fjords have side arms that are at least as beautiful, but far less busy. Travel to the fjord village Flam with the Flam Line, voted one of the world's most beautiful train journeys. For outdoor fun and epic surroundings, visit Vossen Nordfjord. The Geirangerfjord and the Northwest. The Seven Sisters and numerous other waterfalls run down steep mountainsides that end in the clear, Blue water of the UNESCO site, the Geirangerfjord, Norway's most famous fjord. The picturesque Art Nouveau town Ålesund is an ideal starting point for a fjord adventure. The northwest is situated in the northern part of Fjord Norway and attracts avowed outdoor buffs all year round. The mountaineering capital of Andans is an ideal base here, as it is surrounded by staggering peaks and situated only a short distance from world-famous attractions like the Trollstigen Mountain Road and the Atlantic Road. Andans is the endpoint of the Roma Line, voted one of the world's most beautiful train journeys. Northwest is also home to the jazz town Molde and the Klippfish capital Kristiansand. The Stavanger region. What do you get if you combine Michelin restaurants with old wooden houses, world-class street art, and a great multicultural vibe? Travel to Stavanger to get the answer. Stavanger is the largest city in the southwestern part of the country, and an ideal starting point if you want to tick off famous nature attractions such as the Lysfjord and Preikstollen. The coastal area of Jæren is a beach bum's paradise, home to some of Norway's widest and whitest beaches. Surfing and kiting enthusiasts will also be in for a treat. Follow the North Sea Road towards Egersund and discover how charming towns and villages, like the picturesque Sogndalstrand, lie one by one like a string of pearls along the coast. Trondheim and Trondelag. The Trondelag region, situated right in the middle of Norway, attracts hardcore history buffs, devoted foodies, and active nature explorers alike. Go fishing, cycling, or skiing, or hike one of the 9 pilgrim paths, the St. Olav Ways, which all lead to the stunning Nidaros Cathedral in Trondheim. The lively student town of Trondheim is the region's capital, known as the home of Nordic flavors. Indulge in gastronomical experiences ranging from fancy Michelin restaurants to hip food bars and cozy coffee shops. Follow the smell of fresh local produce on the scenic detour the Golden Road in Innherred, and travel back in time in the UNESCO-listed mining town of Røros. In the Dovefjell Mountains, you can catch a glimpse of a beautiful beast, the musk oxen. Kristiansand in southern Norway. Southern Norway is the Norwegians' own summer paradise, with lovely beaches, thousands of islands, and more hours of sun per year than most other parts of the country. Stroll through narrow streets between white wooden houses in charming coastal towns like Risør, Arendal, Grimstad, Mandal, and Flekkefjord, or get to know the cradle of the Norwegian folk traditions in the Setesdal Valley. The largest city in southern Norway is Kristiansand, where you can roam through the Posbing Old Town, indulge in fresh seafood, enjoy lazy days on the city beach, and attend several fun festivals. Dyreparken Zoo and Amusement Park is a show winner among the little ones. A short drive from Kristiansand lies Lindens Lighthouse, mainland Norway's southernmost point. Lindens is also where you'll find the outstanding, Michelin-starred restaurant Under, the world's largest underwater restaurant. The mountains and valleys of eastern Norway. Dense forests, deep valleys, and massive mountain plateaus of eastern Norway are all excellent starting points for various nature adventures. This is where you find some of Norway's largest ski resorts, like Geilo, Trysil, and Hemsedal. And they all guarantee all-year fun, as they turn into world-class cycling destinations as soon as the snow disappears. Valdres, Hallingdal, Lillehammer, and the Gudbrandsdalen Valley are popular family destinations that offer everything from theme parks to charming farms and great hikes. The same goes for Telemark, where you can go cruising at the Telemark Canal and witness one of eastern Norway's most impressive views from Mount Gåstatippen. The national parks of Dovefjell, Jotunhaumen, and Rondane provide excellent opportunities for nature-based activities like hiking, cycling, rafting, and climbing. The Svalbard Islands. Ready to take wildlife to the next level? The Svalbard Islands lie in the middle of the Arctic Ocean, halfway between Norway and the North Pole. Here, you can participate in exotic nature-based activities all year round in a landscape that is both rugged and fragile. Try your hand at dog sledging, go ice caving, join a snowmobile safari, or hunt for the northern lights. In addition to a few thousand polar bears, the islands are home to almost 3,000 humans. The main city of Longyearbyen is a colorful mini-metropole that offers a wide range of cultural activities and high-quality places to eat and drink that you usually would expect to find only in big cities. Northern Norway. Watch as the midnight sun paints the landscape in a golden hue for everlasting summer nights, or as the northern lights come alive, dancing across the night sky in winter. Where nature will surprise you, and the culture will amaze you. Visit jaw-dropping mountains like Taugaten in Helgeland Moisallen in Vesterålen, or the Lingen Alps. And listen to the otherworldly sounds of the joik. You see, this part of Norway is where the majority of the country's indigenous people live, the Sami, and their ancient song tradition is simply captivating. The seafood here is world-class, and you might get the catch of your life at any time of the year. However, if you visit between January and April, you can try to reel in a big skate, the migrating Atlantic cod arriving from the Barents Sea. Or perhaps a king crab safari is more your style. Seafood is not the only culinary treasure from the region. The Arctic kitchen is a feast of flavors, and exclusive reindeer meat is a must-try if you get the chance. An important thing to remember, before you start planning your trip, is that northern Norway is a vast area. It stretches from the Helgeland region in the south to mainland Europe's northernmost point near the North Cape and east towards the Russian border. Glittering fjords, staggering peaks and unspoilt nature await. Have fun at one of the wide beaches, check out some of Norway's top kayaking spots, go hiking and even surfing. Other bucket list activities in the region include island hopping along the Helgeland coast and traveling along one of the world's most beautiful roads, Kystryksveien. Scenic spots like Træna and the UNESCO-listed Viga Islands are waiting for you. Halfway between Norway and the North Pole is where you'll find the Svalbard Islands. Here, you can participate in exotic nature-based activities all year round in a landscape that is both rugged and fragile. Imagine strolling through wildflower meadows under the midnight sun, surrounded by tranquil fjords and mountain peaks as tall as 1,800 meters. Imagine hiking in the wilderness, and suddenly being surprised to spot nature's own magic, the Northern Lights. The North Cape. Imagine a place far above the Arctic Circle, with months of never-ending daylight in the summer. With a 307-meter high cliff that plunges into the sea, and where the only dry land between you and the North Pole is the Svalbard Archipelago. A magical place where thousands of puffins, gannets, and cormorants congregate on the bird cliff at Gjesværstappen. That place is Nordkapp, or the North Cape in western Finnmark, northern Norway. Hike to the natural Askøykaporten, which offers an impressive window to the North Cape Plateau. More challenging hike will take you to Cape Nivskjellodden, technically the northernmost point in Europe, from where you can see the seaside cliff face of the North Cape Plateau. You can go fishing for giant king crabs on a rib boat and feast on fresh, tasty crab afterwards. In winter, explore the wide, treeless landscape on a snowmobile. Go fishing or dog sledding, go on an ATV safari or try snowshoeing, ever on the lookout for the sometimes elusive yet always spectacular Northern Lights. Don't miss the colorful fishing villages in this stark, barren landscape. Skruvsvåg is the world's northernmost fishing village. Kamoivaya is home to the art gallery West of the Moon. The North Cape is a 3.5-hour drive from Alta. You may encounter some unusual traffic along the way. The coastal route these days, you can go on a stunning road trip along the coast. If you drive from south to north, the road starts in Steinkjer in Trondelag and ends up in Bordeaux just north of the Arctic Circle. 650 kilometers of narrow winding roads, past small fishing villages and white sandy beach coves sheltered by mighty mountains. And with some of the fanciest resting places in the world, like the toilet at Oreplassen. Alta. The Northern Lights City. This town off the beaten path in northern Norway, brings you to the middle of it all. Is a luxury hotel situated beside the world-famous Alta River. Both the interior and exterior of the hotel are made of snow and ice. It even has ice glasses in the bar. Say goodnight and crawl into your warm sleeping bag. It feels like being on a genuine Arctic expedition. Or maybe you just want an iced drink in the bar. Here, you have panoramic views of the Alta River, forests, and plateau where the kitchen also sources many of its ingredients. In Alta, you can marvel at the northern lights in autumn and winter, and bask in the midnight sun in summer. A visit to the Northern Lights Cathedral, the city's architectural landmark, is also a must. Did you know that the world's first permanent Northern Lights observatory was built here in Alta at the end of the 1800s? Go on a snowmobile adventure over several days. Stay in a cabin or lavo, a traditional Sami tent, which indigenous people have been using for over 2000 years. Alta has been a meeting place for multiple indigenous communities since the Stone Age. If you have never spent the night in a dome before, you can try this wonderful style of glamping at Broad Explorers. If you're really lucky, you can watch the northern lights dancing across the sky from your bed. Another fun way to experience the canyon is on a traditional riverboat. Once you are out on the Alta River, you should also cast your fishing line. It's one of the world's best salmon rivers. Just remember to buy a fishing permit first. There are many small, family-owned businesses that would love to take you out on an adventure in nature. Experience the peace and tranquility of the forest at Trusty and Trine Boutique Hotel. Wake up to the scent of freshly baked bread from the bakery, before joining some happy and enthusiastic dogs on a trip into Finnmark's fantastic nature. Alta offers both an Arctic adventure and a city break in a single destination. The view of the surrounding nature is amazing, even when you're in the city center with its hotels, restaurants, and shops. When in Alta, you're not far from another Arctic city, Tromsø. You can get there in 35 minutes by plane, and to Norway's capital Oslo in less than 2 hours. The Fjord region. Imagine strolling through wildflower meadows under the midnight sun, surrounded by tranquil fjords and mountain peaks as tall as 1,800 meters. Imagine hiking in the wilderness and suddenly being surprised to spot nature's own magic, the Northern Lights. In Linjenfjord, you can find activities for everyone. From expert to beginner, if you are eager to try some outdoor Arctic activities, you're in the right place. Bring the whole family on a fun hike in beautiful scenery. Linjenfjord is also one of Norway's premier destinations for mountain biking. The region offers lots of other activities during summer, like fjord kayaking, river canoeing, sea safaris, bungee jumping, and fishing in the sea, rivers and lakes. In winter, the Lingen Alps offer some of the best off-piste slopes in the world. Plow your way through the powder and feel free. Or try ice climbing, snowmobiling, dog or reindeer sledding, snowshoeing, ice fishing, or cross-country skiing, the list is long. After a long day full of activities, what could be better than sinking down into a luxurious hot tub with a scenic view? Local accommodation ranges from luxury lodges and friendly hotels to campsites and charming fishermen's cabins. Or how about spending the night in a glass igloo, with the northern lights dancing over you? In Ørøybukt, you can visit the world's northernmost whiskey distillery, the Aurora Spirit Distillery. Experience food and culture traditions from the Norwegian, Sami, and Queen people. Linjenfjord has been labeled a sustainable destination, a seal of approval given to destinations that work systematically to reduce the negative environmental impact of tourism. Even the tap water in Lingen is considered a pure delicacy, as it comes directly from clear and clean mountain streams. Vesterålen. And soon, all whale enthusiasts will have yet another reason to visit Andens. Vesterålen's nature experiences are not just at sea. You'll find plenty of wow moments on the 1,330 islands too, and you may even have to pinch your arm a few times. For example, when the northern lights dance across the night sky between September and April. Or when you look out at the archipelago, the sea, and the fishing villages on a hike. Try the trip to Dronningrytta or Moysallen. And soon, all whale enthusiasts will have yet another reason to visit Andens. Vesterålen's nature experiences are not just at sea. You'll find plenty of wow moments on the 1,330 islands too, and you may even have to pinch your arm a few times. For example, when the northern lights dance across the night sky between September and April. Or when you look out at the archipelago, the sea, and the fishing villages on a hike. Try the trip to Dronningrytta or Moysallen. In the summer you can stay out under the midnight sun, and in the winter you can go snowshoeing on fresh powder snow. The nickname, Hiker's Paradise, works all year, as you can see. Other guaranteed wow moments are when you see the glimmering Trilfjord mirror the mountain peaks, when you make it to a peak like Reka with the help of bolts, ropes, and a local guide. And when you discover some of Norway's longest and most beautiful beaches, like those near the fishing villages Hovding, Pichet, and Blake. The wildlife at sea is far from the only spectacle in this part of northern Norway. Let a guide take you where elks swim and fox cubs play, or to the Bird Mountain where some 80,000 puffins have to watch out for hunting sea eagles. You'll also find that the archipelago north in Nordland has a lot more than wilderness on a high altitude to offer. Discover vibrant coastal communities and cool attractions. The brand new Hurtigruten Museum welcomes you aboard a piece of coastal history. At Spaceship Aurora you can have fun with lots of interactive exhibitions, learn about the northern lights, and play astronaut. And remember to bring a piece of the charming fishing village Neiksund with you home. As the fishermen left the village, the colorful houses were filled with artists, galleries, museums, and some of Vesterålen's best restaurants. You'll still see plenty of fishing boats and trawlers going out to the rich fishing grounds though, some with tourists on board. Feel free to join. It's a great place to go fishing, the sea is teeming with fish and other seafood. Perhaps you'll get a Skray migrating Arctic cod on the hook. Skray has been the region's most important export product ever since the Viking period. Also, be sure to taste the astonishing variety of cod dishes. Apart from the local delicacy stockfish, you'll find menus with fresh, fried, boiled, and oven-baked cod, you name it, Vesterålen serves it. Whatever you choose, you'll see why this whitefish meat from Norway is so popular in most corners of the world. Try the local Sami delicacies too, including reindeer meat so tender it melts in your mouth. Pay a visit to Inge Sami Sida to experience Sami traditions and reindeer up close. Vesterålen offers wow moments whether you travel with your partner, your friends, or your family. Come and see it for yourself. Bergen, the fjord capital. We have many names for the things we love, and few cities in Norway have more nicknames than Bergen. The heart of the fjords is one of them. Even though Bergen is the second largest city in Norway, it has the vibe of a small town, packed with charm and urban character. Houses clinging to the hillsides, narrow cobblestone alleys, and world-famous attractions. You have probably seen it on Instagram, the picturesque wharf with several old, wooden buildings standing tall in different colors. The UNESCO World Heritage Site Bryggen, the Hanseatic Wharf, is the most obvious remnant from the time Bergen used to be the center of trade between Norway and the rest of Europe. Today, the wharf houses a museum, shops, galleries, and restaurants, and is a focal point for both locals and visitors. Just a stone's throw away is the lively fish market which has been providing the locals with freshly caught treasures from the sea since 1276. Today, it is one of Norway's most visited outdoor markets, and also offers fresh fruit, vegetables, handicrafts and souvenirs. Seafood lovers, or let's just say food lovers in general, have plenty of reasons to like Bergen, which is a UNESCO city of gastronomy. Fresh seafood is the core of Bergen cuisine. Among local specialities, you'll find Bergen fish soup, fish cakes and purstusk, a traditional Bergen steamed cod dish. After cod, catch a concert. As 10% of the population are students, there is always something going on at the various watering holes and venues throughout the city. Bergen is in fact known for raising some of Norway's most successful artists and bands, like Kygo, Aurora, and Röyksopp. Few cities in the world are prouder of having 200 days of rain per year than Bergen. Proud, you might wonder. Yep, lots of rain means lots of super hip rainwear to bring home, and B, tons of indoor fun. Code is one of the largest museums for art, design, and music in the Nordic countries and consists of a unique combination of art museums and composers' homes. Troldhagen was the home of Edvard Grieg (1843–1907), Norway's most famous composer, for 22 years. Today, it is a living museum comprising Grieg's villa, the composer's cabin, an exhibition center, and the concert hall Trollsalen. Another highlight is Bergen Aquarium. Boasting more than 50 aquariums and plenty of entertaining sea and land animals, this is a must for kids of all ages. The same goes for the open-air Old Bergen Museum, where you can catch a glimpse of the past. The museum is a reconstructed small town and a reminder that Bergen used to be Europe's largest wooden city, consisting of around 50 wooden houses dating from the 18th, 19th and 20th centuries. One of the cool things about Bergen is that you don't necessarily need to visit a museum or gallery to experience great art. All over the city, you can admire dense collections of spray-painted glory thanks to world-class street artists from near and far. Skåstredet, perhaps Bergen's most charming shopping street, is an ideal starting point for a self-guided street art safari. Bergen is also often called the city between the seven mountains. By far the most easily accessible summit is Fløing, 320 meters above sea level. It is connected to the city center by Fløibanen funicular by a 6-minute ride. At the top, you can enjoy a panoramic view of the city center while the little ones let off some steam in Bergen's number 1 playground. Jump on the Fløibanen back to the city, enjoy a peaceful walk down the mountainside, or continue further into the mountains. The highest of the 7 mountains is Ulriken, 643 meters above sea level. You can easily reach the top as well, thanks to the Ulriken cable car. Standing on the top of Ulriken, overlooking the sea, islands, mountains and fjords, you might understand why Bergen often is referred to as the fjord capital. Perfectly situated between the 2 biggest fjords in Norway, the Hardangerfjord and the Sognefjord, the city is an ideal starting point for fjord excursions. If you want a real treat, join the legendary Norway in a Nutshell tour, which takes you through Norway's UNESCO-protected fjord and mountain scenery. The round trip also includes experiences on the Bergen Railway, voted one of the world's most beautiful train journeys, and the Flam Railway. The heart of the fjords. The city between the 7 mountains. There are many sides to Bergen. Come and discover which one you like the most. Get the locals' tips to Bergen and plan your trip. Jump on the Fløibanen back to the city, enjoy a peaceful walk down the mountainside, or continue further into the mountains. The highest of the 7 mountains is Ulriken, 643 meters above sea level. You can easily reach the top as well, thanks to the Ulriken cable car. If you have never spent the night in a dome before, you can try this wonderful style of glamping at Glod Explorers. If you're really lucky, you can watch the northern lights dancing across the sky from your bed. Another fun way to experience the canyon is on a traditional river boat. It's a great place to go fishing. The sea is teeming with fish and other seafood. Perhaps you'll get a scray, migrating Arctic cod, on the hook. Scray has been the region's most important export product ever since the Viking period. Also, be sure to taste the astonishing variety of cod dishes. Apart from the local delicacy stockfish, you'll find menus with fresh, fried, boiled, and oven-baked cod, you name it, Vesteraalen serves it. Plow your way through the powder and feel free. Or try ice climbing, snowmobiling, dog or reindeer sledding, snowshoeing, ice fishing, or cross-country skiing. The list is long. After a long day full of activities, what could be better than sinking down into a luxurious hot tub with a scenic view? Local accommodation ranges from luxury lodges and friendly hotels to campsites and charming fishermen's cabins. Or how about spending the night in a glass igloo, with the northern lights dancing over you?